You already know it's time for our second jam session of the morning. Well, there's a big build-up, and here is the final Kardashian Christmas Card of 2017. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Take a look.
Okay.
Boom. Everyone.
There it is.
Almost everyone is there.
Kind of falls flat. You say almost everybody's there because they're missing whom?
Kylie
Kardashian.
So baby sis. She's not there. So, you know, they've been posting these card every single day for all of December, 25 days of Christmas. So everyone was assuming this was going to be like a big buildup. None of these cards, 25 cards, showed Kylie Jenner. So people were thinking like, oh, December 25th, Christmas Day, she was going to make an appearance.
Right.
And, you know, she's suspected to be pregnant right now.
So maybe there would have been like an announcement or
That's
something.
what we thought. That's what we thought. So reports that she's pregnant, but we have no set confirmation.
A lot of questions here. What's 25 cards of Christmas? Why do you need 25 of them?
Exactly.
Just get one. And why is Kim not smiling? It's Christmas.
Yeah.
Like she's got that whole... I don't want a Christmas card from anybody who's not smiling. I know Kanye's thing is not to smile on camera. He's since changed it. He smiles every now and again. But it feels weird to me, the whole setup of this thing.
The buildup was interesting because I know a lot of people felt like it was kind of like the Advent calendar where like you open a new thing and you have a new piece of chocolate
really
every day.
Cool at the final one.
But is there anything cool at the final Advent calendar? No, it's just one more piece of chocolate. So that's just all this was, you know? Not to get to, well, you know what I mean? Like there's another piece of candy at the end of the chocolate. I mean, like, I don't know what people were expecting.
I liked it, but I just thought there was going to be like something.
And
what's the payoff?
Yeah,
There's
that
no
seems
payoff.
like the overriding sentiment from everybody is 24 days were okay, cute, cute, cute. 25th is going to be nuts. There's going to be something really cool, and it just never happened.
Maybe something for New Year's? I don't know. Maybe they're going to keep going with it.
And it's like Kylie, she was purposefully left out. And it's like, okay, guys, we know that you guys do a lot for social media and you do a lot for your show and for the fans, but it's like, don't be that dramatic.
She's the biggest star, too. She's the one who's the most marketable.
By the way, leave it to the Kardashians to do 25 Christmas cards in a row. Yeah.
Extra. All right, well, let's keep it moving here. We got through that one, John. All right, according to a website called SMH.com, couples are increasingly going without engagement rings, everybody. When they decide to get married, the average cost of an engagement ring is more than $6,000. And couples cite they're saving money. That's their number one reason to go without it. Like, it makes sense.
Save it for a down payment for a house. That's what I'm saying. I never got the ring thing.
You know I'm about my paper. But why not do like a smaller ring or something that's more creative? I actually saw this ring. I thought it was beautiful. This wife actually gave her husband a ring, so it wasn't an engagement ring, but she gave him a ring of her fingerprint.
Okay.
So she had her fingerprint like cast molded onto a ring, and it was special and it had meaning. That's something that doesn't cost $6,000.
I tell you what, when I find the person that I'm going to marry, I'm going to go right through White Castle. We're getting an onion ring and we're putting that thing on. And I'm saying we're saving this money. I never understood the whole build-up for it. Maybe it's different because with girls, obviously, it's a whole different thing, and guys don't traditionally like love wearing rings. But for me, it's just like, and I agree that maybe something smaller is good. But like, why don't you put it towards something that's going to be useful for you to start your family?
I agree with you.
I've always tried to pitch the idea of getting the ring tattoos. I think it's trendy. I think it's hip. I think it's super cheap. I think it's a good idea. Here's my bigger question for you guys. If you could go without one, which would you go without? Would you go without the ring, or would you go without the wedding?
What? I'm a woman. I
That's
want
okay.
it all.
Would you rather? No, you only get one.
I'd rather have.
You get a really nice ring, or you get the ultimate wedding.
I'm not playing this game.
I'd rather
I'm a woman. I want it all.
I'd rather have the wedding.
playing.
It's all about the event, the memory for me, not the lasting stone or whatever that is around your.
I'd rather give my future wife the great ring over the great wedding there.
Oh, no.
Just because it's something that she can always look down and remind her of.
A ring is way cheaper.
And it lets other guys know.
Talk to somebody that did it. The ring is way cheaper than the wedding.
That's why I want to do it too. Well, that's the thought. All right, well, a new documentary produced by the Pro Football Hall of Fame is naming the 1985 Chicago Bears as the greatest team in NFL history. What say you, Jon Hansen?
That's a tall order.
I mean, 15-1. Only a few other teams had done it. Only one other team won the Super Bowl at 15-1. I think it was the year before the 49ers for 15-1. The Dolphins, you can make that argument,
72 Dolphins went undefeated.
I understand it was a different league, a different era, in my personal opinion. Here's the thing that's interesting. Two things. Number one, the debate is, are the Bears the greatest team? It also comes with that caveat of, man, the Bears should have won more than one Super Bowl in those days.
Which is the sad thing.
It really is. They could have won 3-4 Super Bowls.
In a lot of ways, it's like the Bulls. Yeah, if they didn't dismember that team because of egos and other things, then they would have been a dynasty.
In history of all time. So what about some of the teams that are hot now? Here I go trying to talk sports. What about the Giants, the Eagles? I know that these are good teams right now. So you're saying right now that those don't compare to the
They don't compare
Bears?
because there's no team as dominant. I mean, that defense is the best defense. widely heralded as the best
Right.
defense ever assembled. Then you've got guys like, oh, by the way, Walter Payton, who some believe was greater than Michael Jordan in terms of athletes to ever grace
Let's not go
the playing field
crossing
here in
sports
Chicago. He was just that special of a guy, and obviously he died way too soon, but he's a living legend. You look at that defense, Mike Singletary, Richard Dent, Dan Hampton, these guys still walk the streets, and people kiss the ring as they're walking by.
So
They're
you
so
know how
iconic.
how the sports get more competitive,
Yeah.
the guys get bigger and stronger. Do you feel like the '85
Great
Bears
question.
would be able to hold up to
I'm curious what you
today's?
think.
I don't think so.
today's
Really?
folks?
Oh, the sizes of these people these days is just incredible. You're talking
Nutrition,
about
what you
different.
know
You're
now
just talking
about
about different leagues, which is why you kind of have to judge these teams in vacuums. You know, with the years
True.
they were there. I find it fascinating, like you were saying, like people love this team still, and it is nice to be named that way. But one interesting thing is, had those Patriots in 2007 won that Super Bowl to go 19-0, we'd never have this debate.
It'd be those
It'd be
Patriots.
those Patriots. And the last point I wanted to make about the Bears in that Super Bowl, I think part of it, why people feel like they were so dominant, is how much they kicked the Patriots' butt in that Super Bowl.
46-10, and leading up to that game, they did not give up a point in the playoffs. They also won their division, beating the Packers by 7 games that season.
Right.
So,
You guys to know all these stats.
you can tell I'm really excited.
We did the
to have Johnny here
Kardashian
talking
thing. We did the Kardashians.
Yes.
to know all of this 35 years later.
I literally, if somebody gets in my ear and says we're going long, I'm still riding it out. I'm loving this conversation
You know, all these
so
stats.
much.
You guys are the dads that are gonna like make your kids sit down and watch this game on VHS.
Absolutely.
It was fantastic. All right, well, we got a little bit more sports. This one might be a little bit more enjoyable for you. Former Dancing with the Stars cast member, NFL wideout Terrell Owens, recently compared himself to Colin Kaepernick in that he thinks they are both being blackballed by the owners. Owens, look, he was one of the best wide receivers of all time. His career, when he finished it, he was second all-time in receiving yards, third in all-time receiving touchdowns, and yet still he hasn't been voted into the Hall of Fame.
I think he's being kept. I think he is being blackballed, but it's not a race issue. I think a lot of the writers who vote for this, because it's the NFL writers, each city kind of designates a writer to send. I think that it's a personal thing. He was flamboyant off the gridiron, and people
Rubbed a lot of people the wrong way.
especially the writers, the long way. He wasn't great with the press, and I don't think that's fair. By the way, I think that you should just be judged on what happens on the gridiron, and that's it. But the reality of the situation is when you put a bunch of writers in a room together and they discuss these things together, they get together. It's like it's not just everyone votes; they have a discussion about it.
It's a popularity
It becomes
contest.
this popular.
It truly is, because people have the conversation, is Eli Manning, quarterback for the New York Football Giants, is he a Hall of Famer? People say he's kind of on that line, but he's so good to the writers.
Yeah.
He's always been a class act. He'll find his way in. Terrell Owens was so much better than Eli Manning, different positions, but because he rubbed so many people the wrong way, that popularity vote goes a long way. Ultimately, he will get in, because it'll be a travesty if he doesn't. But this is the writer's way of sticking it back to him a little bit, being like, we're going to make you wait.
Isn't it
Keep in mind, O.J. Simpson is in the Hall of Fame.
Exactly.
This is not a race thing. This is just people truly don't like Terrell Owens.
And I find it kind of, I don't know, insulting something to have him compare himself to Colin Kaepernick, someone
He's
who is
doing
making
so much.
I agree with
social
that.
justice and racial changes in this country to say,
a
I'm the
different
same
fight.
as Colin Kaepernick.
He should be at home. He needs to get some like little Christmas boxes and bags, and he should send them some hot cocoa.
Backpacks, some designer backpacks. You should send those
Designer
out.
backpacks. Don't be cheap. No time to go cheap, Terrell. Warm them up. Rub some elbows.
It is a shame because he absolutely belongs there. And I do think it's piggybacking off Colin Kaepernick, and you two are not in the same boat, Terrell Owens. Colin Kaepernick has put his own career on the line to further along the conversation on behalf of a lot of people. And Terrell Owens, at the end of the day, you are a selfish football player.
Right.
So
next year he'll get in, though.
Yeah, next year he will be.